The ship's hull, split into two large pieces, showed evidence of immense pressure and structural failure. The bow section was driven deep into the lake bed, while the stern sat at a slight angle, with debris scattered over a wide area. Some experts speculated that a rogue wave, a rare but powerful phenomenon, may have struck the ship, overwhelming its structural integrity in seconds. Others believed that the ship's hatch covers had failed, allowing water to flood the cargo hold rapidly. The discovery of personal items, including life vests, clothing, and equipment, added an intimate and sobering layer to the exploration. These remnants served as poignant reminders of the crew's final moments, sparking renewed interest in the lives lost and their untold stories. Forensic analysis of the wreck also suggested that extreme forces had caused the steel plates to buckle, possibly contributing to the ship's swift descent. One of the most chilling aspects of Lake Superior is its ability to preserve what it claims. In the case of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the icy waters acted as a natural preservative, keeping the wreck and its artifacts eerily intact. Divers and researchers describe the surreal experience of encountering the wreckage, shrouded in a ghostly stillness. Despite their best efforts, the lake continues to withhold the bodies of the crew, a haunting testament to its unforgiving nature. The preservation of the wreck has also raised ethical questions about underwater exploration and the limits of human intrusion into sites considered to be maritime graves. Families of the crew members have expressed mixed feelings about the continued study of the shipwreck. While some appreciate the search for answers, others feel that the wreck should be left undisturbed out of respect for the dead. The ship's legacy extends far beyond the waters of Lake Superior. Gordon Lightfoot's haunting ballad, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, brought the tragedy to global attention, immortalizing the event in popular culture. The song's lyrics, evocative and poignant, recount the events of that fateful night, offering a somber tribute to the 29 lives lost. Lightfoot later revised a line in the song to better align with updated findings, a testament to his dedication to honoring the truth. Documentaries and books have delved into the mystery, each offering unique perspectives on the sinking. Museums across the Great Lakes region house exhibits dedicated to the Edmund Fitzgerald, showcasing recovered artifacts and sharing the stories of the crew. The ship has become a symbol of the perilous beauty of the Great Lakes, drawing both historians and curious minds to uncover its secrets. The tragedy of the Edmund Fitzgerald led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations. Shipping companies adopted stricter guidelines for vessel maintenance, weather monitoring, and cargo handling. Improvements in weather forecasting and communication technology have also enhanced the safety of Great Lakes shipping, ensuring that no similar tragedy goes unnoticed. Despite these advancements, the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald remains a stark reminder of humanity's vulnerability in the face of nature's might. The ship's sinking continues to inspire conversations about the balance between exploration and preservation, safety and risk, and the enduring mysteries of the deep. Today, the Edmund Fitzgerald serves as both a cautionary tale and a symbol of resilience. Its story is one of bravery and loss, of human ingenuity tested against the forces of nature. Each November 10th, ceremonies are held at the Mariners Church of Detroit, where the 29 chimes honor the lives of the lost crew members. These memorials remind us of the sacrifices made by those who work at sea and the importance of remembering their stories. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald was a true marvel of maritime engineering. At 729 feet long, 75 feet wide, and with a depth of 39 feet, it was one of the largest freighters on the Great Lakes when it launched in 1958. Built by the Great Lakes Engineering Works in River Rouge, Michigan, the ship was commissioned by the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. Its primary purpose was to transport taconite iron or pellets across the Great Lakes, a mission it performed with remarkable efficiency for nearly 2 decades. Nicknamed the Mighty Fitz, the vessel was celebrated for its size and capacity. It was capable of carrying up to 26,000 tons of cargo, making it an indispensable asset in the booming steel industry of the mid-20th century. Yet, its reputation wasn't solely tied to its engineering prowess. The Edmund Fitzgerald was also known for its luxurious accommodations, which included air-conditioned cabins, tiled bathrooms, and leather-padded furniture, a rarity for freighters of its time. Despite its grandeur, the ship's fate was sealed by a convergence of factors that would forever etch its name into the annals of maritime tragedy. The Great Lakes, often called the inland seas, are notorious for their unpredictable and often treacherous weather. Lake Superior, the largest and deepest of them all, is particularly perilous. With an average depth of 483 feet and a maximum depth of over 1,300 feet, it holds more water than the other four Great Lakes combined. Its vast expanse and unique geography make it a breeding ground for sudden and violent storms. In November, these dangers are amplified. Known among sailors as the gales of November, this time of year sees strong winds, rapidly shifting weather patterns, and waves that can rival those of the open ocean. Storms on the Great Lakes have been known to generate waves over 30 feet high, with winds exceeding 50 miles per hour. For centuries, these conditions have claimed ships and lives, earning the Great Lakes a grim reputation as a shipwreck graveyard. November 9, 1975, began as an ordinary day for the Edmund Fitzgerald. Under the command of Captain Ernest McSorley, the ship departed Superior, Wisconsin, loaded with 26,000 tons of iron ore pellets bound for a steel mill near Detroit. Accompanying the Fitzgerald on this fateful voyage was another freighter, the SS Arthur M. Anderson, commanded by Captain Jesse Cooper. The two ships maintained radio contact throughout the journey. As the Fitzgerald navigated the choppy waters of Lake Superior, the weather began to deteriorate. A low-pressure system moving in from the west collided with colder air from the north, creating a powerful storm. By the evening of November 9, gale warnings had been issued, forecasting winds of up to 50 knots, 57 miles per hour, and waves reaching 16 feet. Despite these warnings, both ships pressed on. For seasoned sailors like Captain McSorley, storms were a part of life on the Great Lakes. Yet, as the storm intensified, it became clear that this was no ordinary gale. By the morning of November 10, the winds had reached hurricane force, and waves were reported to be as high as 35 feet. Throughout the day, the Fitzgerald reported worsening conditions. By early afternoon, it was clear that the ship was in trouble. The radar had failed, forcing the crew to navigate by sight in near-zero visibility. Leaks were reported, and two of the ship's 6 bilge pumps were out of commission. Adding to the peril, the Fitzgerald's lifeboats were damaged, leaving the crew with no viable means of escape. Despite these challenges, Captain McSorley remained calm in his radio communications. In a message to the Anderson, he stated, "We are holding our own." These would be his final words. At approximately 7:10 p.m., the Edmund Fitzgerald disappeared from radar. No distress signal was sent, and the ship's sudden and complete disappearance left the crew of the Anderson in shock. Captain Cooper, realizing the gravity of the situation, immediately notified the Coast Guard. In the aftermath of the disaster, numerous investigations were launched to determine the cause of the sinking. However, the lack of survivors and limited physical evidence made it difficult to reach a definitive conclusion. Over the years, several theories have emerged. Some experts believe that the Fitzgerald's steel hull may have been compromised by fatigue or previous damage. This theory suggests that the ship broke apart under the stress of the storm. Another popular theory involves the phenomenon of rogue waves, unusually large and unpredictable waves that can occur during storms. It is speculated that a rogue wave may have struck the Fitzgerald, overwhelming the vessel. While less commonly cited, some theories suggest that navigational mistakes or overloading could have contributed to the disaster. The Fitzgerald's final position suggests it may have passed over a shallow area, potentially grounding the ship and causing fatal damage. The sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald was a wake-up call for the shipping industry. In its wake, significant changes were made to maritime safety regulations. These included stricter guidelines for vessel construction, mandatory use of survival suits, and improved weather forecasting and communication systems. For the families of the 29 crew members, the loss was devastating. The lack of recovered bodies added to their grief, leaving many to grapple with unanswered questions and the absence of closure. Annual memorials and tributes, such as the one held at Whitefish Point, Michigan, serve as a solemn reminder of the lives lost. The tragedy of the Edmund Fitzgerald has been immortalized in popular culture. Gordon Lightfoot's haunting ballad, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, released in 1976, brought the story to a global audience. The song's evocative lyrics and somber melody captured the heartbreak and mystery of the event, ensuring that the legacy of the Fitzgerald would endure for generations. In addition to music, the story has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and even museum exhibits. The Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum at Whitefish Point features a dedicated exhibit, including artifacts recovered from the wreck, such as the ship's bell, which was retrieved in 1995. Lake Superior is often called the graveyard of the Great Lakes, and for good reason. Over the centuries, it has claimed more than 350 ships and countless lives. The lake's frigid temperatures and immense depth make recovery efforts nearly impossible. Bodies that sink to the bottom are often preserved by the cold water, remaining undisturbed for decades. The discovery of the Edmund Fitzgerald's wreck in 1975 provided some answers, but also raised new questions. The ship was found in two pieces, resting 530 feet below the surface. The bow section was upright, while the stern lay inverted, about 170 feet away. The debris field contained scattered remains of the cargo and parts of the ship's structure. Modern technology has allowed researchers to study the wreck in greater detail. Remote-operated vehicles, ROVs, and advanced sonar systems have captured high-resolution images of the ship, revealing clues about its final moments. Yet, the mystery of what exactly caused the sinking remains